Since this venerable stadium was erected in the Pennsylvania hills, it has been the home to toughness, to passion, to winning. Welcome to Happy Valley and Beaver Stadium, home to the Penn State Nittany Lions. Today we have a top 25 matchup on hand with two of college football's premier teams preparing to slug it out. As we'll see, the number 16 team in the country, the Boise State Broncos, taking on the third-ranked team in the land, the Penn State Nittany Lions. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth, as always, by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Guys, let's tee this one up. The Nittany Lions will get us underway with the opening kickoff. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. This crowd trying to show them what it's going to be like all day in this house. Out of the chute, quick toss to the right. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down marker.
During the week, you got to talk to your quarterback. What do you like? What's your favorite, safest routes, easiest reads? Love coming out with those early with the short passing game.
This crowd bringing the energy and noise early. Back to the ground game on the left. He's got enough for the first down. They'll spot it at the 37.
Wow, the running back there showing you his skill set as he's able to rip off that one for a first down.
They've got it at the 37. It's 1st and 10. And just wedges it ahead a bit before he's brought down.
I like feeding my guy. I like getting my running back touches, feeding the ball so he can break some of those big runs. But I'm also okay with these little ones. Set the tone, stay balanced.
After picking up a couple, it's 2nd and 8. He's looking to throw. Finds his big tight end. He's there to make the stop, and they threw it in reverse, losing yardage on that play.
So many playmakers, so much speed in college football, so many big plays after the catch. Not in this instance. The defense did a great job reacting to the throw, getting there in a hurry, and making sure he didn't get any yards after that catch.
Find the earplugs. Here comes the noise, backing this defense on 3rd down. Pocket starts to collapse. That pass is well off target. He got hit as he was trying to throw, and they can't convert on 3rd down.
You just got to wonder, too, guys, if the crowd didn't impact the offense. They're playing on the road on the first 3rd down of this football game. Incomplete. The idea here, I think, just punt it away and see if you can regroup, because this environment is hostile.
And he's going to get it up to about the 29-yard line before he's brought down. First down here for the offense. From the gun, to give, looking for room. Defense there to stop him after a 2-yard gain to the 31.
That's a really good job by the defense, wrapping them up, getting them on the ground. Take away that run game. Make them one-dimensional, put them in passing situations. Really good job by the defense.
Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on second down. Back to throw. It's Allard. He's going to let it go. He is lucky to get that one back, and the last thing you want is to turn it over on your opening drive.
Hey, listen, the quarterback didn't get the completion on that throw, but that doesn't mean you can't try again. Trust in your playmakers outside to push the field and stretch it vertically and make a play for you. It won't surprise me to see this QB take more shots as this game goes on.
Third down conversions are a huge stat, and this one would be a doozy if they can pull it off. From the gun, wants to pass. Throws for the tight end. Another incompletion on third down.
It's so nice when you know it's third and long, you know a pass is coming, you worked on it all week, get your feet set at the sticks, understand that quarterback's got to be rushed, get him off of his spot. Nice execution by this defense.
No return possible on this one. It goes out of bounds, and they'll mark it right around the 30-yard line. Offense back out there ready to give it another spin. That last drive fizzled out, Jesse. They had to punt it.
Yeah, they did. And, David, they're just going to have to do a better job this time around erasing the mental mistakes.
And just trying to solve the defensive riddle, understanding what they're trying to do to you and attack them.
Well, it's plays like that that'll help this offense stay in rhythm all game long. If you can have that kind of success on first down running the football, it just opens up your entire playbook moving forward.
They'll go right back to it. The Broncos get enough for the first down.
Well, I know this is an offensive line that has a ton of pride, and they want to come out each and every game and really impose their will on the D-line. They got just enough push there on that run play to pick up the first.
They'll snap it from the 39, 1st and 10. Pass the sticks and still on his feet. Nothing but green ahead. And after gobbling up some serious yardage and showing off those wheels, he's finally out of bounds.
This guy strikes fears into the hearts of every defensive coordinator, David, with that speed. If you give this guy any open grass, man, he's gone.
It's just silly. Look at the angles, people trying to catch him, but he's got so much juice. He can outrun those angles and make enormous plays.
Grabbed in the backfield. It's Genty. Smashes through. And they pick up just a few on that completion.
Yeah, and you see running backs in today's football, they play a wide receiver basically for you, but you got to find a guy that you can throw it to, and you know he's going to catch the ball consistently.
Operating in the red zone here on second down. Movement here from the tight end. Takes the handoff. It's Gaines. He's all the way down to the 3. An electric run has him set up.
You ain't getting by all these guys right up the middle unless your offensive line and your tight ends and everybody is putting in the work up front, committing to blocking. The running back does a great job finding the hole, exploding through it. How about that nice, big, huge gain? If I'm the OC, let's call that one again.
He pushes it forward all the way to the 2-yard line. We'll see if the offense can punch it in on 2nd and goal. Tries again to get it in. Just hammer it with this running back again, and he noses his way into the end zone.
And I like the running back's vision. He sees the hole, explodes through it. He knows where the goal line is, gets in the end zone, gets 6.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And he's got the extra point, and it's 7-0 to start this one. So it's a 73-yard touchdown drive, and finish the deal with the short touchdown run from the 2. They're lining up to boot it away. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. Penn State sends the offense back onto the field. Boy, 3 and out last time, David. They'd like to be more productive this time around.
Yeah, in the last drive, nothing really clicked. No rhythm, got off the field really, really quickly. They need to put something together here, man.
Yeah, David, bad execution on that last drive, so they got to take a collective breath and start playing like a unit on this drive.
After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line, 2nd and 7. To the air, it's Allard. Pressure coming. Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face 3rd down.
Doesn't take this defense a lot of time to get to the quarterback, man. They've got speed all over the place. They hit him so quickly, and because of that, the ball falls incomplete.
On 3rd and long, he's going to have to throw for it. Makes the catch on the left. Hit the gas, kid. Wide open ahead. Touchdown, Penn State. And once he found daylight, it was Katie bar the door, baby.
Man, what nice play design. You get your speedster, you put him in the slot, usually get a better matchup, and then what do? You fade him towards that sideline, run a go. Nice ball thrown way out wide. He just runs underneath it and just too much speed. Couldn't catch him. Gets in the end zone for 6.
All tied up and just about set to kick it away. That one bounds through the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. Boise State ready to send out that offense. That running game was impressive, taking them right down for a touchdown last time, David.
Yeah, just mauling. No secret play calls, just simply we are more physical than you, and we're pounding the football right at you.
So if you're on offense this next drive, take a look at their safeties and see if they're creeping up into the box. Because of your success running the football, this might be time to take a shot down the field and play action.
Got 3 on 1st down. It's 2nd and 7. Finds his man down the middle. Still running at the 40. He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a 1st down for this offense.
And the offense here dialed up a really good zone beater. Give credit to the offensive coordinator. He called the right play at the right time.
It'll be a first down from the 49-yard line. Wide receiver coming across in motion. Running back searching for a hole. And he has a solid gain before the defense bottles him up.
It's going to be important this offensive line is able to get a little bit of push. Just got to give this guy an inch, a little crease, and he can make yards for it.
Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. They'll move the running back to try to force the defense to adjust. Picks up the first down, still moving. And he's brought down after a nice gain.
And, you know, big chunks like this don't happen unless you commit to the run game. You got to get those big boys up front into the game, understanding I want to knock people off the football, create some holes like you do here for my running back, make the game easy.
And the Broncos have this offense rolling. They'll give it to the back. After the pickup of 9, it's 2nd and 1.
Yeah, this coaching staff, they're getting this offensive line lathered up and into a rhythm. Now they're letting them drive off the ball on first down on these running plays, and they're getting chunks of yardage.
As they get set to snap it, time winding down here in the quarter. Running with power. They make the stop, and that'll bring the first quarter to a close. First down to start the drive after the break. Bulldoze ahead. He's down at the 18 after picking up 5.
Well, this offense came into the game knowing they wanted to be physical. They wanted to establish the line of scrimmage, and they're running downhill right at this defense, and they're churning out positive yardage early.
Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. Takes the handoff. It's Gaines. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
Linebackers have such an amazing responsibility. Got to play run, got to play pass. How about this? Seeing the run aggressively, getting downhill, and getting in the backfield and making a tackle for a loss.
The crowd getting behind this defense as they try to get a stop in the red zone. From the gun, they'll give it on the inside. They get him on the ground, but not before he gets enough for the first down.
And they just kind of sneak that one in there. As a defensive guy, 3rd and 5+. I'm thinking pass. They were thinking pass, Palmer, and they slipped the run in.
And it's so nice then to have this guy at running back too, right? Because you could throw it to him on 3rd down or hand it off, and he's got the vision and the athleticism to go pick up that first, keep the drive going.
And I think they'll give him 2 on that one, 2nd and 8 coming up. It'll be 2nd down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. They'll go to the ground. He works his way all the way down to the 3, and the defense is reeling. And that last carry pays off with a C note, already at 100 yards.
Man, he's done it with so much balance and so much power and so much speed. He's really shown you that he's a great back in a multitude of plays. And guess what? It's still the first half.
Boy, they'd love to pick up this conversion and go to work with a 1st and goal. They'll try to drive ahead on 3rd and short. They make the tackle just outside the end zone, but it'll be 1st and goal from the 1.
Yeah, a nice job dialing up that short yardage situation play call there, David. They needed 1 yard, and they picked up 2.
Yeah, great job up front. Great job by the back knowing where they need to go. Nice having a hole you can get through and not...
And he takes it to the house. Touchdown, Broncos.
Wow, this offense, they have a lot of faith in this running back, knowing if they get down in this area of the field, he can get it done and he can answer the bell. 2 rushing touchdowns already for this offense.
And the extra point is true, and they're on top by 7. Precise, relentless execution on that 13-play scoring drive. And they capped it off with a 1-yard plunge. That ball skips through the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 25-yard line. The Nittany Lions going back to work on offense now. Now they need to put something together to answer that last score.
There's a lot of pressure, too, on this offense to have to execute at a high level. They've got to score points, David, but they can't go too fast because their defense right now is tied.
And I think that's the difficulty being a play call. Like, I have to balance all of those things. My defense is a little bit tired. I can't put it on the field, but I got to be aggressive because this is a back-and-forth type game, so a lot to process and think about.
Halfway there on 1st down, it's 2nd and 5. Back to throw, it's Allard. Finds his big tight end. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see which way that's going to go.
And the defender just way too handsy on that last play. You could see all the contact as the ball was in the air. He simply can't do it, and the referees caught it.
So after the flag, a fresh set of downs for the offense. It's 1st and 10. He wants to throw. Just a bit of a misfire there as they can't make the connection.
It's now 2nd down.
After misfiring, it's 2nd down. He's looking to throw. Feeling some heat. He just missed the target on that one. Got to put it on his body.
There's a lot of QBs that when they get hit and when they get hurried and when they get pressured, they become very average. Really nice job by the defense, pressuring the quarterback.
They line up with some serious work to do if they want to convert this one. On 3rd down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. And he intercepts it.
What a nice catch by the defensive back. Listen, a lot of times you see DBs get in position to make plays, but there's a reason they play DB and not wide receiver. Great job finishing the interception, catching the ball, making a big play.
Boise State has it back, ready to go to work on offense. You want to talk about a drive where you impose your will? That's what they did, running it down for a touchdown, David.
There is nothing more demoralizing than that for a defense. To be physically pounded, the run is coming, you know it's coming, and you can't stop it.
Nothing the defense can do. That is mano-a-mano up front, and your guys getting a push. They know you're running it, and they still can't stop it.
So after the 1st down run, here's 2nd down. Dropping back, it's Nelson. Good quickness to grab it off the bounce. And just a short, safe pass play. They pick up a few. He got a hand on it and deflected it, but probably just got a bruise off that missile and gave up the completion.
Yeah, not used to handling the revolutions on that football. QB zipped it in there. Nice job getting the deflection, getting your hand on the football. That's what you're supposed to do, find the football, but the offense got the break and got the completion.
This defense will try to force a 4th down on 3rd and short from the 45. He breaks a tackle. And he uses the stiff arm to push his way past the sticks and pick up the 1st down.
You know, you start day 1 of training camp running your base runs. You need a few yards, you run these plays. You need a 1st down, you run these plays. You rep them over and over and over again. They're not sexy, they're not pretty, but in the end, they're effective, and they get you that new set of downs when you need them.
The Broncos will line it up on 1st and 10. Pre-snap motion in the backfield. Quarterback touch pass on the jet sweep. They'll pick up 4, 2nd and 6 coming. Stuck with a running game on 1st down. Now here they come again. They go to the ground. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
And sometimes for the defense, it just takes one play, right, to create some momentum. Obviously, this guy's been eating them up. He's got over 100 yards rushing on the day. But finally, David, they get something positive here in the run game defensively.
But you kind of know that coming in. He's going to get his. Such a great back, and he's had a great day. Need to put more plays together like that right there.
Decibels rising as the crowd gets behind this defense on 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete.
Great job by the defense dialing up some pressure on 3rd down. They hit the quarterback and forced the incompletion.
And the Broncos will try to pin them back with the punt. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. Making sure there's no return on that one as the punt sails out of bounds. Penn State sends the offense back onto the field. Boy, they hope this next drive is more productive after throwing a pick last time, Jesse.
Yeah, and the coaches did a good job on the sideline there, just talking to the young quarterback and making sure he's able to turn the page, calm him down to go out and refocus this drive.
Yeah, and some people do that better than others, but you got to show some trust in him, maybe get the ground game going, help around him a little bit with the system.
Well, this tight end, he's got size and he's got some athleticism, and he's very difficult to cover one-on-one. Defense is going to have their hands full with him today.
Starting this drive like that is exactly what they had hoped for. Now 1st and 10 from the 40. To the air, it's Aller. He finds his man.
I like the decision by the quarterback here. Just get the ball out of your hands, get it to your playmaker. A lot of times he'll dance and make even bigger plays than he did here, but it was still a positive game.
Completion a little short of the sticks. It's 2nd down. He's looking to throw. Quickly to the tight end. And he's brought to the ground, but not before he gets enough for the first down.
They pick up the first down on the drag route. I know that seems like a simple route, but it's actually a lot more complex than what it looks like, because that route changes based on whether it's man or zone. If it's man coverage, he's flying across the field. If it's zone, he's got to sit down over the ball in a soft spot, giving his quarterback a place to go with it. Nice job of those guys being on the same page there.
He's got it.
And you see so many smart wide receivers, so many smart tight ends nowadays that they know where the holes in their zones are, and they work with their quarterback, and they find them, and they sit down in them and make big plays. It's tough to sit back in zone against such smart players nowadays.
Just outside the red zone, 1st and 10 from the 21. He's looking to throw it. That's reeled in. It's Singleton. Touchdown, Nittany Lions! Hauled it in and just kept right on running to the hallelujah land.
Yeah, and the passing game comes through, man, and we need more of that in the second half. An extra point away from tying this football game. You trailed a little bit in the first half, stayed calm. If this passing game can continue to heat up, look out in the second half.
And they tacked on the extra point. They got the late touchdown on the board, now about to kick it away and hoping the defense can keep them from answering. The ball squirts through the end zone. That'll be a touchback. They'll bring it out to the 25. Bronco offense back out there ready to give it another spin. David, the punter got some work last time. They'd like to keep him on the sidelines in this drive.
Yeah, it's not something you want to say very often. You don't want the punter out there. This offense needs to get back lathered up and get a little bit more of a rhythm.
Best way to do that, identify where your best players are and just get them the football. Give these guys some touches to kickstart this offense.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. He's looking to throw. Fires to the middle. Got his man. That defense got gashed, but they finally get him to the turf at the 47. The offense will stop the clock and use one of its timeouts. Line gets set, 1st down. He's gonna pass. Gonna take a shot at this DB. Oh, what a grab by the defense. Bringing it back. And they make the play to stop the scoring opportunity just before the end of the half.
QB's got to pick and choose their spots when they want to be really aggressive and try to fit balls in tight windows. Great job by the DB making a big play, getting the ball back to its offense.
Just a few seconds remaining here as they try to put something up before halftime. Looking for a man. It's Allard. Going up top. The pass is incomplete, and there are 2 ticks remaining on the clock.
Well, you make big plays for your quarterback in the game. You catch a touchdown pass, he's going to look your way again, often, downfield like they did right there, but give the defense credit, forcing an incompletion.
So with only seconds left in the half, here comes the field goal unit. Well, players don't really like kickers, but if this guy bangs through this 60-yarder, he'll be the toast of the team. Oh, and the attempt is no good. After that failed field goal attempt, fellas, still tie ball game. That's going to wrap it up here in the first half. Stay tuned. Second half not too far away. Just about set to put toe to leather as we are deadlocked here in the third. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. The Nittany Lions going back to work on offense now. First drive of the second half, always fun to watch. You see what type of tweaks were made at the half, especially when you're locked up in a ball game like this one.
Yeah, and it's been a good game. I mean, it's been a little bit of back and forth and a feeling out process. And now once you get in the second half, who's going to get aggressive, Palmer? Who's going to take some shots, try to make some plays, and really go for it?
Yeah, it's interesting. I think as play callers right now, you learn a lot about these coaching staffs with respect to who does make the best adjustments. There's a lot of coaches that believe we're just going to be who we are. We're going to keep doing what we do. We're just going to do it better. But then there are others that tweak things a little bit on offense and on defense. We're going to find out here.
They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. Looking to throw, it's Aller. It's complete to the right. And he gets it up to the 36. It'll be a first down.
And a great job by the QB, finding the running back, get him the football where he can do some damage after the catch, and most importantly, get the first down.
They'll snap it from the 36. They've got a first down. Looking to move it through the air. Trying to get to it. And he left that one short. Tried to baby it in there. He's got to turn it loose.
And there's an example of what happens when the quarterback doesn't have a chance to set his feet. The pressure just forced him to have to work off schedule a little bit. And I think because of that, he wasn't able to be as accurate as he wanted to be.
They'll go back to work after the incompletion. Here's 2nd and 10 from the 36. Out of the gun to give to the back. And they're able to shove him to the turf as they stop him for a short gain.
And sticking to the run. I'll tell you what, a lot of teams that are really good are really stubborn, and they continue to run the football even with little success. So this offense is going to continue to focus on running the football, you can tell.
Now facing a 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Coming after him. That pass not close as he got drilled trying to deliver it, and it'll bring up 4th down.
And finally, the defense is able to get some pressure on this quarterback. They had been trying all game long different ways to affect him, weren't able to get there. But on that play, because of the pressure, it affected his accuracy, and that's why the ball falls incomplete.
The Nittany Lions will bring the punt team onto the field. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. Solid punt, headed toward the sideline, trying to make it tough to return. Able to keep them from getting a return, and the ball goes out of bounds. They're going to mark it right around the 20. Boise State ready to send out that offense. After that last pick, David, they really need to take care of the ball this time.
No doubt. And Palmer, I want to know what Spurrier said to you on the sideline after a pick.
Do that again, and you'll be right here beside me for the rest of the game. You got to go out. You got to call your plays. And I hope this coaching staff isn't going to be afraid to throw it this drive.
6-yard pickup on first down leaves them with 2nd and 4. The hand to the running back. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
Great job by the defense. Everybody firing off the ball, hitting their guys, holding their gaps, running to the football, nowhere to go.
Here comes this home crowd as the defense tries to get off the field on 3rd down. Now they'll run the draw. And they did not let him reach the line to gain. It'll bring up a decision here. The Broncos line up to punt it away. Let's see if he can help the coverage team out with this one. On the return, it's Wallace. He'll get it to about the 25 before they put a stop to the return. Penn State sends the offense back onto the field. They just didn't quite find the rhythm on that last drive, Jesse. They had to punt it.
I think they got to be more physical, David. I think up front they got to do a better job getting blocks and establishing this running game.
And how easy does football become if you're the more physical team? If you can threaten the run and then run play action, it opens up the whole offense at your disposal.
After the incompletion, it's 2nd and 10 from their own 25. The give to the tailback. Rumbles ahead for a pickup of 5 to the 29.
I like this guy as a running back because he can run between the tackles and he can also go outside. He can really do it all.
They'll try to muscle their way forward on 3rd and short from the 29. To the air, it's Aller. They're bringing heat. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf.
And that's a play on 3rd down. This offense just has to do a better job protecting their quarterback. Give them a split second more time to complete that throw, but they couldn't do it there.
Gets it away, good distance, but more importantly, just the direction he wanted. Boise State has it back, ready to go to work on offense. The last time we saw this offense, we had to look quick. It was a 3-and-out, Jesse.
It just had no rhythm in that last drive. So someone's going to have to step up and make a play, David, and get this thing going.
Yeah, let's find some juice. Find your guy. Find those plays that you know you can run inside out, forward, backwards, get some first downs, get some positive momentum.
Here comes the offense on 1st and 10 from the 47. Here's the handoff. Able to scrounge 3 yards out of that one somehow. It's 2nd and 7.
And it's just simple. Simple first down run, showing your physicality, setting your offense up in a good spot.
After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line, 2nd and 7. To to the ground with the back. And the defense snows him under after a very short gain. Ball's at the 47. They're looking at a third down and short. Here's the snap, looking to throw. It's complete. Working their way closer and closer. A third down conversion, and they've got it at the 26.
You know, it's a nice throw by the QB there. When you're throwing to running backs, you got to make it easy on them. So you want to put it right on their body, make the catch simple, and let them go to work like they did just there, getting that first.
And the Broncos are on the move. From the gun, the ground game. Gets it inside the 25, down to the 22-yard line with a pickup of 4.
It's the MO of this offense, and they really put a lot on the offensive line to go out and really try and establish their dominance and their assertiveness, and they've done a good job of that early in this game, running the football.
Solid pickup of 4 on first down. It's 2nd and 6. Leaves it with the back. Plows through the defense. They make the stop after a pickup of 3 just inside the red zone at the 19. This crowd knows this defense needs them right now. They'll stick to the ground looking for the marker. Breaks the tackle. Is that stiff arm even a human arm? It looks like some type of steel bludgeoning device on his way to a first down. They'll start the drive here with first down to open this period. On the ground, it's Gaines. Not a lot of room down here. He's able to pick up 2. It's down at the 12. Second down coming up on this red zone opportunity. The give to the left side. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
I love when you start bringing linebackers up near the line of scrimmage and you start sending them, because those guys have serious speed. They can come catch anybody up and down the line of scrimmage. The linebacker, you could tell, he had a good clue what was going on. He knew it was a run play, fired, pulled the trigger, came downhill, and attacked the running back.
need to pick up this conversion and avoid having to settle for the field goal. Handoff from the gun. And he's not going to get there. The defense stands tall and makes the stop.
And these are the big decisions you have to make in a football game. How confident are you in your defense? That's all this decision comes down to. If I can get field goal and I trust my defense, that's how this game could end. Or do I want to roll the dice because I don't believe in my defense?
So here we are on 4th down, and this field goal kicker is going to face all the pressure in the world. Oh, he missed it. No good. And after the missed field goal, guys, we are still locked up.
And that's just the chip shot. That's just a field goal they got to make, guys.
The Nittany Lions going back to work on offense now. Last time, David, it was 1-2-3 kick.
That last drive, that 3 and out, sometimes that puts your defense in a bad spot, and you got to get a drive together here so you don't wear the defense out.
I just think, David, too predictable, that last drive. They got to do something here to get this defense on their heels.
They've got a 1st and 10 at the 34. They're trying to slow that rush down with the draw. Smashes through the tackle. And they get him down at the 43, but this is the kind of explosive play you want to build on.
And he finally breaks one. They get rewarded. They've been trying to run the football, Palmer, but just haven't had success all day.
Yeah, and the staff never gave up on him, too, right? They kept giving him opportunities, and maybe that's the run that starts to open things up here later in this game for this guy.
Fires to the wideout. Right on the money to the outside. He dragged the toe, and how about the ball placement? Only the receiver could get it.
Well, you're seeing the balance this offense has and how they can create explosive plays in a variety of ways. We just saw one come in the run game, and now you see one coming in the passing game. I'll tell you, they've got this defense on their heels.
Maybe this will breathe a little life into this offense, which has been flatlined in the second half. Here's 1st and 10. They'll run it in the red zone. It's Singleton. And he's able to bounce off one tackle for a solid pickup.
And that would be the definition of 1st down success. Putting yourself in a good position. It's 2nd and inches. I can do whatever I want next. I can take a shot down the field. I can run the football and get a new set of downs. Like, nice 1st down execution.
Going to work in the red zone. They can pick up the 1st down without getting it into the end zone. On the move, it's Singleton. Slammed to the ground, but not before he gets the 1st down.
I love when players understand situations and they understand where the 1st down marker is and they understand where I got to get to. A lot of people you'll see run north-south and try to bounce out wide and make big plays. Sometimes it's not about making big plays. Sometimes it's about getting that 1st down to make sure I get an extra set of downs instead of trying to make those big touchdown runs.
And this offense can just about taste taking the lead in the 4th quarter, but you do want to be careful not to score too quickly. And a good, solid pickup there before the defense knocks him down.
And these little touch passes, man, they're just the easiest completions ever for quarterbacks. Palmer, I bet you would have loved being able to just flip it forward. That counts as to your completion percentage, which is good. And then it's all run after the catch, so pretty easy for a QB.
You wouldn't have been the only All-American in this booth, David, if I were allowed to have push passes when I was playing quarterback. I'll tell you that. It is so hard to defend. It's so hard to seal that edge, especially when this guy's full speed ahead coming around the outside.
If they can pay off this 3rd and goal opportunity, man, oh man, those collars start getting a little tight across the way. Getting some heat. He took a hit as he threw it and couldn't deliver the football. It's incomplete and 4th down's coming.
Yeah, and 3rd and short, they choose not to run, throw the football, and I think a lot of that has to do with they know they're in field goal range. They can take the 3 points on the board.
So on 4th down, here comes the field goal kicker in a huge spot. It is true as he puts 3 on the board. And they go back on top.
All field goals are not created equal, guys. Kicks in the fourth quarter and take the lead, they just seem to carry so much more weight. So give that young man credit for getting out there and knocking that thing through the uprights with all of the pressure, with all the eyeballs on him. He delivered.
The Bronco offense back out there ready to give it another spin. They'll run the RPO and throw it right.
One of the most difficult things about this slot receiver is his shiftiness and his athleticism. He's very, very difficult to tackle after the catch.
Here on second down, let's see if they keep it on the ground. Here they're trying to get it to the edge. Great pickup as they'll keep this drive moving, and they've got it at the 45.
And this is a really good job of getting on the perimeter so quickly. When you run these tosses, you get away from the big boys. And when you got speed in the backfield, let them do the rest, right? Flip it to him, let him get outside, let him run the football, make a big gain. When you got speed at the running back spot, you definitely want to toss it to him and get him on the perimeter.
And he'll find enough running room to get it just short of midfield at the 49.
Small gain, I know, but again, the defense knows he's going to run the football. He's willing to run the football, not just drop back and pass, make him honor the run game. You got to do a lot of this.
After the productive first down play, it's 2nd and 6. Looking for room, it's Genty. They'll finally drag him down, but not before he gets it to the 40, and it's a first down.
Well, they get another big run for a first down, and if you're on offense, you love the way your offensive line is blocking early in this game. They are getting tremendous movement, and they're making life pretty easy for these running backs right now.
First down here with time for maybe one more play until the 2-minute warning. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. Here comes the offense on second down. It's a draw. A solid pickup there before the defense is able to make the stop.
Hey, 5 to 6 yards a pop. I don't know if you guys are really good at math, but that usually equals a first down every couple carries. So don't forget about the run game. Keep them honest, pound that rock.
Third down as the crowd gets behind this defense. Looking to throw. Gonna take a shot. How about that play to get a hand in there and force the incompletion?
Well, the defense came into this game with a great game plan, and today they have been challenged, and they have answered that challenge. That was phenomenal coverage, reading the QB's eyes, breaking on the ball. You cannot do it any better than that.
And now on fourth down, they will put it on the shoulders of the kicker to save them with his foot. The field goal is no good. And after the miss, they're still down by a field goal.
Well, that's now the second missed field goal for this kicker. And I'll tell you this, you can't blame the weather for all this. This is a beautiful day. He needs to do better executing these field goals.
State sends the offense back onto the field. 3-point lead. Put together a great drive here, Jesse. You can turn it into a 2-possession game.
Let's do that. Let's get a touchdown on the board. Let's find out where our playmakers have the best matchups, and let's exploit those, David.
And it would put our defense in such a great position. Fourth quarter, 2-possession lead. It makes it easy to play defense.
They make the stop, but this passing game does some damage, and they move the sticks with the first down. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. They'll line up right at the 48-yard line on 1st and 10. Got it behind the line. It's Singleton. Makes that one pay off, and they finally get him down at the 38. It'll be first down.
I like the running back there on the route, the patience he showed, really setting it up. Got to the defender, was able to put his foot in the ground, get some separation, catch it, and turn upfield for the first.
So with the late lead, they're ready to just drain the clock in victory formation. Down to a knee here. The defense still has a couple of timeouts if they want to use them. It's one thing to execute early in the game. Tight ball game, right at the end. You need the clutch plays. These guys deliver.
And you can't teach that gene. You have people that can focus in the moment or they can't. Great job by the team, staying focused, understanding it's a close battle, win those one play at a time, and then look up, and then, heck, I got the win.
Yeah, David, they just had ice in their veins, and you can tell there's tremendous leadership on this football team. Guys can step up, and in the huddle, they can make sure that everybody else is focused to the task at hand in order to get the W.
That's going to do it for us. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, our entire broadcast team, I'm Reese Davis. This has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.